Imagine yourself in ancient India. It's a vast land, but it's divided into many small kingdoms, if you wish. Not kingdoms and not kings, as we may think of them today, but more elected by the people, because this is the wisest one amongst us and will take care of us. And if a king didn't, they had no problem deposing that king. And the king was kept in check by the kings in the neighboring countries. So it was very porous borders. And those who traveled from kingdom to kingdom very often were what we today call seers, or in Sanskrit we call them rishis. Rishi means one who can see the truth. Rishi is one who can see the truth. In the kingdom, of course, there is the one city, if you wish, the big town where the king hangs out, okay? When he's not traveling and visiting the neighboring countries, because he's probably married to the daughter of the king in the next country over, and his daughter is married to the king in the next country over here, and he's got a cousin in this country, and they visit each other. And of course, he travels around the countryside, and the countryside is filled with, I guess you would call them little villages. And so he would travel around, and so we can imagine ourselves in one of these villages. And in fact, in that sense, some of these villages might look very much like the villages we still have in India. Little homes and like a square, a village square in the middle. And in the middle of this village square would be a tree. And there would be something called a panchayat, a group of seniors in the village who would hold their meetings in this area and talk to each other, and and take care of the business of the village. But also they use that space for visiting professors, if you wish. These rishis, these seers, those who know the truth. Because there wasn't much in the way of writing and reading in those days. There was writing, but there wasn't much point, because beyond the Brahmins and a few Kshatriyas, that's the warrior class, Brahman is the priest class, there wasn't too much reading going on. So, Sanskrit was a well-developed language, and there was a script, the Devanagari script, and prior to that, the Brahma script and Prakrit. And so it was all there, but the villagers didn't really read. So they would have, the visiting professors come, and here's the interesting thing. We call these visiting professors seers, or those who are visionaries, those who can see into the truths and into timelessness. So if we're kicking up the ante on the professor, let's also kick up the ante on the students. These villagers were not silly. They were not dumb. If you read some of the texts from the stories of the Buddha, the questions they would ask him were very, very incisive and intelligent. So they were capable, maybe intelligence that we may not have today, a native intelligence that we may have actually sacrificed in our desire to make our intelligence more based around technology. And one of the great things about these people is that they had amazing memories. So it was fine for you to go in and just talk to them, and they would be able to memorize your words and remember them. But to make it easy, the talks would be given in sound bites. And then, and then there would be discussions around it. You can imagine that at one point, Patanjali wanders in and sits down under the tree. And the villagers go, I wonder who this is. And somebody who had heard him at another village turns and goes, oh, that's Maharishi Patanjali. And everyone's like, oh, because Patanjali is famous for not just the Yoga Sutras. I don't know how many of you know this, but he's famous for three texts. They wonder, what is he going to talk about? Which one of these topics is he going to talk about? So the night passes, he rests. In the morning at 5:36, he does his Surya Namaskar and his preparation, and the villagers also are very excited, and they do it. And then by 6 o'clock in the morning or so, they come and sit around him because, later on the sun is going to be high in the sky and it'll be too hot. India's a hot country. So they come and sit around him, and they're curious. What is he going to talk about? Patanjali starts. He starts. He says, Atha Yoga Anushasana. Now what has happened? What has happened? Immediately everybody knows what he's going to talk about. What he's going to talk about. Everybody knows what he's going to talk about. He's made it very clear. This is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about yoga. The subject tonight is, this morning, is yoga. Why? Because those who are interested in yoga should stay. And why should I waste your time if you're not interested in yoga? There may be somebody in the village who is, oh, no. Yoga is for, shramanas. Yoga is for, renunciates. Yoga is for, I am not ready for that. I have responsibilities. I have 3 cows. I have 7 children. They had lots of children in those days. I have a house to run. I have things to do. Thank you very much. I was hoping you would be talking about Ayurveda. And then there's the Pandit sitting over there. No. Yoga is, it's a nivritti. It's a nivritti. It is nivritti. That means it is still related to the Vedas. See, there are 6 texts related to the Vedas, which we can call darshanas, viewpoints on how to see reality. People call it philosophy, but really what we should call it is a viewpoint on how to see reality. 3 of these viewpoints on how to see reality are called pravritti, or both of them nivritti and pravritti. Both of them are related to the Vedas. They accept the Vedas. They accept the teachings of the Vedas. Okay, but pravritti is, I want to go to heaven. So I will do practices. I want to go to heaven. I want to sit at the feet of the Lord. I want to go to heaven. I want to sit at the feet of the Lord. Okay? So, Mimamsa is that. Vaisheshika is that. Nyaya is that. But then 3 of them say, okay, I can go and sit at the feet of the Lord, but am I going to sit at the feet of the Lord forever or not? Is the law, and the answer is no. The answer is no, eventually, because karma continues. Karma continues. Oh, okay, well, if it is not eternal, then what is? What is? No, if you want eternal, then you have to go find your Purusha. You have to find yourself. You have to find yourself. You have to find who you are. The you that is beyond suffering. There is such a you. There is a you that is beyond suffering. You have to go find this. Okay, once I find this, will I have eternal peace? Yes. If you find this, you will have eternal peace. So these are called nivritti. That means they are not interested in going to heaven. No, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in emancipation. I want moksha. I want release. I want kevalya. Kevalya is what the yogis call it. Moksha is what the Vedantas call it. Okay, so and the Buddhists call it nibbana. So like that, I want complete release. Atha yoga anushasana. Atha means now. Atha means now. Okay. Actually, there are 6 meanings to atha, but here we will take the meaning to be now as auspicious. This particular time is auspicious. Auspicious for what? Auspicious for learning yoga. What is now? Now is not related to then. There are two thens, yes? Then that has happened, and then that is going to happen, right? So now is not related to that. That is outside of now. That is in time. Now is not related to time. Now is outside of time. So in that sense, it isn't, this is a moment. A moment is outside of time. Shina. Okay? It is a pal. It is gone before you know it. So live in it. Live in it. Okay? So so we have this immediate understanding that this is important. Pay attention now. Now is not coming back again. You will get another chance. There will be another now. There's always now. Now is always there. But he says it this way for two reasons. One, almost all the texts start with atha. So it's a common way to start. But the other thing is now. He is telling you that if you are ready, this is going to go deep into you. But you have to be ready for it to go deep into you. Okay? So there's somebody there who hears Atha Yoga Anushasanam. And this person has been practicing yoga. And it was enough. Just hearing that was enough. I know what to do. I've been reinforced. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Guruji. I know now what I have to do.